What Justin has had done has been done very well. It's really unusual and weirdly fascinating. So, remind us, you were going to do medial quad implants, calf implants. Tell us about it.
I flew all the way to Indianapolis. It was
How
a
long
lot.
did the surgery take?
5.5 hours.
So, did you fly in with the implants or he had them?
We made them together. We met in the middle somewhere on sort of what I wanted and what he liked. After the initial 2 weeks, my left leg, I said, I just think this pocket's kind of like too tight and the implant's not sitting flat. So he said, okay, well, I'm gonna cut you down here. We'll throw you in the OR and they'll stick that rod. And he's like, I'll just rip it. The pocket was just too narrow. So I did that just under local. But this medialis piece kind of started giving me an issue after those 2 weeks.
Like what?
Just pooling fluid.
A little seroma.
Yes.
Okay.
So we threw a drain in it.
Right.
But that didn't work. I said, what about that human fibrin glue that they have? It might act as the capsule and seal wherever it's not wanting to heal.
Okay.
And
everything's
fine.
Yes. I use fibrin glue every week in surgery. I'll use that to prevent bleeding, but not a seroma. In general, fibrin glue is a clotting mechanism, and you would put a little bit, for example, when I'm doing a facelift. I lift up the skin, do my work, apply some of the fibrin glue, stick it back down, and it creates a nice bond between the skin and the deeper tissue. Seems like a novel idea to prevent seromas, which are collection of fluid in the body around the implants. Very cool.
How many implants do you have total?
I think I have 25 implants now.
One in your nose.
The bridge.
And then up here, you have...
Anterior.
Yes.
Posterior.
Okay.
Lateral delt.
7.
7.
Okay.
I
Biceps?
have bicep, tricep.
Okay. So
11.
Teres minor major as a single piece. Right?
13.
2 in the quad, and then 2 down
That's
below.
21.
Wait a minute, 6.
Chest.
Oh,
About my chest.
pecs.
I totally forgot that I
23.
had done that. My back implants came out.
So you had 25 down at 23.
Are you done? Done? You're done.
I think after this leg procedure, I might take about a year to myself before I decide to embark on another big journey. But believe you me, it'll come. There are samples that I built.
Oh, you made these?
Of course.
Okay, let me see.
All right.
What is that?
It looks like a piece of salmon. What the hell is this? Is this for down here?
No, that's not for down there. We could design you one like that.
I don't really need it,
Interesting
but...
idea.
Justin is like the concierge of implants. He designed both my bicep and pec implants. I mean, he's the best designer of implants that I've ever met or know or even heard of. What did you pay for when you did your shoulders?
Which time?
Because I'm looking at about $15,000 for this.
Well, that's actually not horrendous. That's not including pieces, then. With 6 opportunities for infection and the liability on 6 pieces, it's a lot.
Okay, so I just feel like you're gonna take it to a step where you can't come back from. And I'm just like really worried. I'm scared about like you get an infection.
That can be taken care of.
Rejects from your body.
Someone has to follow their passion.
Yeah,
right?
you have to follow your
and
passion.
it seems like something that Tyler's passionate about.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not here to knock it. I'm here to help if he thinks it's gonna make him feel better about himself.
Okay.
Every single thing that I've done, minus a little bit of this bicep, I love. And I like everything to be perfect. When there isn't something that's perfect, I want it fixed. Oh, this is wonderful. How much for this?
She's expensive.
Now I'm hoping that Dr. Nassif and Dr. Dubrow do all this on me now that they're getting these ideas in my head.
So here's my question for you. You know, when you're doing your research for the doctors, what do you look for in a physician?
I've begun to look solely for people who specialize in things, which I didn't realize even existed. I assumed every plastic surgeon sort of, first of all, would get what I wanted from the get-go because everybody in my brain wanted the same thing. And it took me a long time to sort of realize that different people have different ideals of beauty, but I had to sort of find doctors that were willing to sort of sit and spend a lot of time and figure out what my wants were.
Well, for you, though, if I may, I think you also have to find a doctor who's willing to be your, what did you call it?
My glorified tailor.
Glorified tailor.
Yes.
Which, for me, to be honest with you...
I need to find a doctor that's willing to work in tandem.
I don't think that would work.
Well, for me, obviously, we know it won't work. But for you, I mean, I actually can see you, you're enthralled by this. I think
Because
I think he's awesome.
No, I know that he is awesome. Justin knows exactly what he wants. He's extremely intelligent. You know, this is his canvas. It's like decorating a house 4, 5, 6 times. This is what he wants to do.
If I went to the doctors and said, hey, I want shoulder implants, and you said, okay, great, I got something for it, and I do this for everybody, I would inherently go, then I don't want it.
Is it a coincidence you live in Mount Olympus? And you're like a Greek god, like a little bit of a skinny Hercules in a way.
Totally, well, and that's what's so great about my body, because I don't work out, so I retain a tiny waist.
Yeah.
I can build out all the rest with implants.
You don't work out at all?
Zero.
No exercise?
It's been about 5 years since I've even stepped in the gym.
I like Justin. I want him to be healthy and happy, and I think he could go down the wrong road. If I could give you my worthless advice...
You're gonna tell me to stop.
No. I'm not gonna tell you to stop because you're way down the road past that. My advice to you as a plastic surgeon, I would like to see you work on your internal aesthetic. Meaning, I'd like to see you exercise.
I have no want to spend that time and the money to go to the gym. I just feel like it's a long-term pain for a long-term gain. And for me, plastic surgery, it's a short-term pain for a long-term gain.
You are gonna get old. And at some point, all of this superficial stuff is not gonna help your strength, heart, lungs, all of those things, you know? So you can enjoy this for a long, long time, because if your insides don't match your outsides, just in terms of the health and everything, you're gonna be a young-looking, elderly, sick person.
When I get there, I'll worry about it.
What Justin has been done very well. It's just that I've never seen any kind of body modification like that. It's really unusual and weirdly fascinating. You have a very significant expertise. I want to ask you some questions.
Sure.
What do you think the key to a fast post-operative recovery is? Any secrets that you know of that allowed you to have all these operations and have no complications?
I take my antibiotics like regular.
See, I think it's your attitude. I think you like this so much that when you have an operation, you will it.
Well, I literally host recovery houses, I call them. So when I go and have a procedure, instead of sitting around and moping and feeling sorry for yourself and feeling, oh, all you're fixating on is the pain and the fact that you look worse and is it gonna get any better and fretting over it. And I did that my first nose job. Now I sort of have the wherewithal to be able to go and rent homes or travel to see my doctors. So I make it like a vacation destination for everybody, and I fly all my friends in, and instead of it being drudgery, I sort of make it a celebration of sort of a new stand in where I'm going to be in my life. My bandages and my scars are sort of my battle wounds, you know, and it's sort of a notch on my belt as to what I had to go through to get to where I am now. Today, I've had about 950 cosmetic procedures, and I'm easily on my way to 1,000 within the year. So that's definitely a goal of mine. I had some buttock lipo on like the lower saddlebag area, and then I had that fat transferred to my temples. I had some buttock injections on the top of like the ledge of my I had matching mommy facelifts with my mother. We went and had facelifts together. And then full like torso recontouring, but all with injectable. So
injectable what?
We had 50 kits of Kybella. Then I did 60 cc's of Restylane into the abdominal muscles to try to push them out, and the Kybella to obviously etch a little bit. Because no one would do lipo etching on me because they said there wasn't enough fat. What else? Oh, I did microneedling on my face, which isn't that big of a deal, but I ended up doing microneedling on my and scrotox.
Ouch.
So I've definitely got into like some phalloplasty fun.
Wait a minute, what does microneedling of the do?
Microneedling, they say, improves like the overall like tone, texture, things like that. So my thought process with that, if you microneedle things, you get like a bunch of collagen that kind of storms to that area, and potentially you could get some sort of girth enhancement subtly from that. So I just thought I'd try it out.
Ouch.